Okay, you're welcome to the first episode ever of the 9 to 5 BS podcast. Now, this podcast is where you get like this is not the airheads conversation podcast, right? It's not a bunch of girls talking about what they bring to the table and stuff like that. This is the 9 to 5 BS podcast. My name is Troy on radio, Trust Troy, T-Roy, whatever tickles your fancy, just keep calling it. So just, let it work, let it keep working for you.
It's your boy Sean Michael.
Sean Michael, the most hated man on social media. Okay, you're not the most hated because we have a president that people drag on social media.
President.
Like a president.
President can go and race.
I think he takes the tag for the most hated man.
That guy has his own cross to
carry.
This is my cross I'm carrying. If I was the president, it's a better cross to be carrying, With all the money, it's easier to carry that kind of cross.
I think that would have been an easier
right
cross.
Right now, Jesus.
You cannot exactly tell.
Yeah.
Okay, before we start airing our dirty laundries, mostly yours, on the podcast, we have an amazing guest in the studio with us.
Thank you.
Welcome, Inzi.
Bonjour, Madame Funmi.
Thank you so much. It's awesome to be here. You guys, your vibes. I mean,
Funmi's
awesome.
great vibes.
This is actually very great vibes.
So backstory, right? Me and Funmi used to work together.
Funmi and I.
For real?
Funmi and oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
But I love it. That's what mothers do, correct their kids,
Yes,
right? Funmi and I used to work together.
Right.
So she's your mommy?
Yeah, like,
Yes, my mom.
mother figure, yeah. I own it.
Stop it! Yeah, so Funmi and I used to
Right.
work together. See this vibe? 100, man.
Damn.
100.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that energy.
Thank you.
So, I mean, this is our debut episode, and it makes sense to let people know why we're actually doing this podcast, right?
All right.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect episode to have Funmi on. So for me, right, jumping on the idea of even wanting to get involved in this in the first place was triggered by my years of working a lot of jobs that at first I liked, but I eventually started hating. From working as an assistant to a big sister of mine. She used to sell art and craft raw materials, and I think I learned a lot from her. She's one of like the strongest women I've ever met. Like, she's really hands on with her work, and then working in the media space, volunteering, campus radio. I did Sound City at some point and moved to Lagos doing the job I'm doing now, which I'll probably lose by the time we're done with this podcast.
Let's stay positive, right?
Okay,
let's
yeah,
stay positive.
let's
do
stay
this.
If they
positive.
see this, they might be like, we need to change.
You know what I
a
mean?
specific thing
Yes.
about how we treat
Absolutely.
our employees.
I agree.
Right? As for me, I never work in no 9 to 5 in my whole goddamn life.
Okay.
Like me, entrepreneur all the way, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm on this right now is because I went on an interview. And because I don't use social media a lot, and I wasn't on Twitter a lot. In the interview, they asked me, like, have you ever worked in a restaurant before? I'm like,
Random.
Like, that was so random. Like, I knew that as I was coming into an industry, and because of who my dad is, I have to like be careful of the things I do, people I meet, and how I converse with a lot of people. So I knew that I wasn't going to be doing a lot of things. But when they accused me of working in a restaurant as a waiter, that was once I got this opportunity, I was like, nah, I need to come here and find out what people are actually struggling to, talk about things like this. I worked at a restaurant. What does that mean? So that's why I'm here,
I mean, again, for me, just as a follow-up of what I was saying earlier, I'd worked in these places and I get to see how like employees were treated, how employers acted, just a lot of things just triggered my own thoughts that if I can feel this way, I'm sure like a lot of other people have like their stories to tell, are struggling with. Right. A lot of people want to kill their bosses.
Right.
A lot of people hate themselves.
Oh my
That's
God.
true.
That is fact. That's fact.
A lot of people hate their jobs. I mean, even working a 9 to 5 in Lagos already is killing. And when we say 9 to 5 in Lagos, you're not just working a 9 to 5. You're waking up at 3:30 or 4.
Oh yeah, that
depends
part.
on where
the
you're
prep
living.
before the job.
Bro, it's a lot.
starts.
It's a
annoying.
lot. So I feel like this is a voice for a lot of people to get to talk about
feel
their
you.
experience
I feel you.
and what they've done. So I mean, for me, what have you done?
Yeah, you see, sometimes when someone asks you, what do you do? First of all, you have to gauge who's asking you.
Yeah.
So you know what parts of you want to tell them that will impress them.
Okay.
So for someone like me, I've done too many jobs in my life and I'm still doing a lot of things. So I don't know which one to tell you first. I'm a mom. Sometimes that's enough.
That's a full-time job.
You know,
That's a
depending on who
full-time
I'm
job,
talking
actually.
to. And then let me just take you quickly a big backstory of how, I got into my career and how I left. So I started as basically from the ground up. I was a production assistant when I joined Silverbird TV a million years ago, don't ask me. So, a gazillion years ago. So I literally worked my way up. Like I did the whole lane of the cables, making coffee for the director, the producers.
way.
Yeah, I did everything. And then I was lucky 6 months down the way, and then there was an audition for a presenter to do like a cooking show with LG. It was a big deal, So all the residents, presenters, they all did their pitch, they all did their auditions. And then I was like, how am I going to go right behind a newscaster, that everyone sees at night? So I just did it. I just did my whole BBC food thing, had to pretend I had like a whole platter of food. I was like, I have some tomatoes, I have some this, and then I'll cook it. And so the LG people were impressed. I was shocked and I got it. So that's how I got. I was like, so this is how easy it is to get into the business. But guess what? It was just for 13 episodes. So all that just went real quick.
drain.
So this was me that was on TV for 13 episodes, around Nigeria. It was great. They built a whole set. Like I had an audience, chefs were cooking food. The head chef at a hotel, it was such a big deal. But it all fizzled out after 13 weeks. So there I was back again, carrying cables, making coffee. So I was lucky to be in the company where they give you a chance to grow. You just have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
So then I started hanging out with the reporters. We'll go for events, we'll go for this, but soon I got tired because entertainment reporter, nighttime, you're going for all the night gigs, you're coming
events,
back. So
Still
I was
working.
burnt out. I was like, this is not sustainable. This is not what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. So I now thought, okay, where else can I go in the company? So I went to HR. HR said, you know what? Right now you're still flexible because you're still in your NYSC stages. So you can actually move anywhere you want. So I said, you know what? Let me go sit with the editors. Their work is kind of stable because I now realized that every time I went out to do reports or whatever, I still had to sit with the editors. To edit the reports, get it ready to air, So I now thought, I think their job is actually really cool. So I hung out with them for like 6 months. And within a year and a half, they made me head of the unit. Not because I was the most skilled, mind you, but because I was the most stable. I would show up 8 a.m., I would leave at 5. Most of them, not to say that editors are not like fully literate.
But they're doing their job.
Yeah, they're doing their job, but they needed
very
someone to
stable.
speak for them. So when a
right.
boss will come in for a presentation, they'll just push me, Funmi, you go and
go
tell
now.
tell them what we're doing today. And I'll say, yes, welcome everyone, thank you. So this is what we've done for the week. These are the projects, So it was naturally very easy for them to choose me as their leader. Everybody was in agreement. So I was like, okay, this is cool. 3 years into the job, awesome. So I did that for a few years, and then anchor work came my way again. I was able to become a TV presenter for a movie show. I now did that for the next 7 years, So, and then I had my kids in the process. So even when all of that was happening, I was thinking, should I leave? Should I, be a mom, be a housewife? I considered all of that, but I thought, what, just keep going. Let's just see, what happens.
How it goes.
So, and then how in a company, people get sacked. And if someone doesn't get sacked, you don't move up to that position.
Yeah.
So people have to leave. So things were happening like that. Someone will leave and then they say, you know what? Head of this unit, supervising producer. So I just kept moving up on the ranks. So when I tell someone I did 15 years in a company, some people might go like, wow.
Whoa, how?
But I tell you, bro, I came in
Awesome.
carrying cables and I left like a boss. I'm sorry.
Yo.
That's how my story was, So I'll tell you that company, of course it had its issues, but I think why I was able to grow and not really feel so much, see it like a burden or like a task or like a job, was because I kept evolving through the process. So I didn't just stay in one place. So every day at work was a challenge. I was able to learn something new, and that's why I'll tell people in any 9 to 5 right now, if you're at a job where your job is easy, you're able to do it and coast, that's not your job. You need to have 15% of the job that you know nothing about. that you need like some key members of your team to help you fulfill that task, or you have to go study. And in the process of doing that, you're going to become better because you've learned something on the job, going on to your next job. Yeah. You see people, they've done 10 years at the same job. They wake up every day, sit on the same. It's like,
computer,
bro, what are you doing with your life? Like, there's more to life than, just, having a 9 to 5 and you're just working for money and you're not really actually living. Because let me tell you something, the people you spend your 9 to 5 with are your closest people. They are the ones that see you for sure 5 days a week. Even your family members won't see, your kids won't see you. Yeah. So that's where your personality is formed. So if you're in that environment and you're not growing, you're not happy, you can imagine what's the state of your mental health.
Okay, before we get deep down into this conversation, let's have a taste of BS, shall we?
Yes.
So we have this amazing drink. Called a taste of BS, and this is a product line we're trying to launch. So we have our guests trying a taste of BS and letting us know what this cocktail, tastes like. So
cheers. All right.
So for me, let's know.
Cheers me, man.
Yeah.
Listen, this goddamn take me ain't cheers me, bro.
Do I detect a hint of guava?
Well,
what is that?
Definitely fruity, punchy.
What do you taste?
What is it?
None of your palettes are dead, bro.
I mean, I know how to cook, but I don't know what I'm eating.
I just know it's sweet and it's cold and it's just great.
But I like it. Nonetheless,
I
I
think
like
the
it.
ice has melted in mine, so it's a bit watered down. But
Don't go tell me
I do taste it.
Don't go tell me the ingredients.
See, I was right. There was a bit of guava in there. Yeah.
Guava.
And it's not bad.
I think a swirl of cinnamon or like a sprinkle of cinnamon.
Oh, yeah. Now that you say that.
Would make it work better.
It's a common fruit, but I'm missing it.
It's definitely something citrus.
Yeah, mixed with the guava. Yeah. You're right. A bit of cinnamon will just add a very good kick to that.
Damn.
It'll be great. Okay. It's not bad. It's
So
great.
by the time we launch a taste of BS, I hope you guys patronize.
Yes, please.
Oh, man. So yeah, for
Yes,
me,
please.
in all your years, 15 years of working
All my years,
in
bro.
corporates, I mean, really, what has the experience been like when it comes to like the nitty-gritties of the work?
I mean, the job isn't easy. You need to have a passion for the job. You need to love what you do. I mean, my rule in life is the ikigai. See, I'm really into Japanese way of living. They call that, bro. See, that's why I was checking. Yeah. See, the Japanese believe that for you to have long life. By the way, they live the longest, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a reason why. Because they believe that the way you live your life will determine how long you actually live.
Yeah.
So they came up with something called your ikigai, and your ikigai simply means that you have to find something you love. Right?
By the way, I know one Japanese word, kaizen.
Kaizen, the 1% improvement every day. You have to improve every day.
Yes.
Like, that's the whole point. I'm going to get to the Kaizen eventually from the Ikigai. The Ikigai means you have to find something you love, which is your passion. Then you have to find something that the world needs, like have a mission. Whatever it is that is your passion, have an impact on the world. It can't just be useless. Even if it's your art is going to make someone happy. Yeah. Your music is going to make someone happy. Your journalism is going to give someone information, right?
And if it doesn't, it makes you complete as a person.
Exactly.
It makes you certified that you have something of back
value,
up your legacy,
yes, exactly.
Your value it boosts your legacy.
Definitely.
This is what you were alive for.
Exactly. That's your mission.
Reason for existence.
Right. And then it has to be something you're good at. That's your vocation. So it comes really naturally to you. And this is the gag. It has to be something you can get paid for.
Yeah.
So you see that you wake up in the morning, you're like on autopilot, you're just in a flow. You don't have to think. It's like a tennis player when they're playing. They're not thinking about technique. They're just flowing into that's how you have to wake up and live your life. So that's how the Japanese can live the longest, because it doesn't matter if he's driving a bus. In his mind, his own is like, I'm meant to drive this bus and take these kids to school every day safely. That's my ikigai. So if you're at a job at a 9 to 5 where you're like, oh my God, another shit there at this job. How am I going to get through? Fuck everybody at this job. You're only a hop skip away from shooting up the place in the next 5 years. Facts.
I believe
because stats are telling us now that 1 in 6.5 people have mental health issues that have a 9 to 5 job. And now check this. Women working full-time jobs are twice as likely than men to have mental health issues. And I'll tell you why. Women carry lots of baggage. You met me today. If you meet me at a different time of the month, month, I might just ignore you. I might just be on my own vibes because my hormones are all over the
up,
place,
all over everywhere,
bro.
yeah.
So you now add that to being a full-time mom, possibly a full-time mom as a full-time worker, right? And being a full-time mom as well,
Of probably more than 2 kids.
bro. And then living in Nigeria,
This economy.
Living in Nigeria.
1.4 plus.
and then having
These
to,
presents.
and then you know how it is. Like Trust and I can be doing the exact same job, and I'll tell you, see, if I was a boss, I'll prioritize Trust more than me. Because I feel like Funmi will come with problems. She'll tell me her child, she'll tell me her daughter, she'll tell me her period, or she would not just be in. I can send Trust overnight. I can send Trust out of town and not think too much. But if I send Funmi, I'm calling 10 times. Are you okay? Are you safe? Do you understand? So employers prioritize men over women. It's standard around the world. And they'll probably pay them more because Trust won't come with some bullshit. And they also pity them because do you know how difficult it is to be a man in the world right now?
Why do I like this lady?
Especially, I told you, I'm a vibe.
She's a
He
vibe.
wasn't joking.
I'll tell you.
He wasn't joking. So let me tell you, to be a man in Nigeria nowadays, you have mental health issues, standard. So it takes something as little as me honking more than 5 times behind you. You can come down and break my windscreen. So because he's carrying stuff from last year. He's carrying a phone call from his mom asking for money.
Yeah.
He knows he's going to go home to some bullshit. The gas is finished. There's no Wi-Fi. He can't even work. And then
There's
his
no
boss is
water in
texting him, what the fuck, sending your deliverables, you know. So I'll go back to your question. I'm sure I've gone like 10 steps away. Great drink, by the way. Great drink, by the way. You know, so I'll go back to that. I mean, experience working for so long, of course it will come with problems. But the thing is, you yourself as a human, you must face your Kaizen. That is your 1% improvement every day. So it doesn't matter where you are, where you are dropped. You're just going to be happy regardless. So fire can be burning in your workplace. You're just there with your headphones on, just doing your own things, improving yourself, maybe learning French, German, in your case, Dutch, you know, online, or you've signed up for some free courses. I mean, you'd be amazed how many free courses there are online.
Exactly.
In 3 months, you can literally change the trajectory of your future by being, you can go into any career. That's why I said, if someone asks me, what do I do? I'm a TV producer, I'm a director, I've done documentaries. So sometimes I can just say I'm a documentary filmmaker. How about that?
How about that?
You know what I mean? Also, I'm a trained esthetician. I do like spa stuff, facials, I do tattoos. I'm a tattoo artist. Yes. Yes. So it depends on what do you want me to tell you. I do media PR. I work with artists. I don't do A&R. That's him. But when they do need media stuff, you know, I can always help out. I have people in all the media places that can get in through the back door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like radio and all of that. So I have a plethora of things I know how to do. So that whenever I'm stuck, I'm not like really stuck. I'm like, okay, let me go do this for a vibe. Let me go do this for a vibe. Yeah. So it doesn't matter where you work. That's just a check.
Yeah.
That's what people should have at the back of your mind. It's just a check. One of the checks, because nowadays in the world, you don't sit down doing one job. Yeah. That's impossible. That will never pay your bills. So you have to have like a lot of things you get your money from. So when you go into that office, that 9 to 5, just think another check. And while I'm here, check this. I'll be doing all my other businesses and firming up a lot of other stuff because this employer, you're not going to take my life.
Yeah.
Period. It's that simple.
Interesting. We'll pick up the conversation, but let's find out what people on the streets of Lagos think about working 9 to 5 jobs.
It feels like a trick question, and the reason is because a 9 to 5 means different things for different people, right? Generally, it's actually an opportunity, and that's the light I try to see things from. Because the truth is, even if you are not working in 9 to 5, you need that discipline of a 9 to 5, even if you're an entrepreneur, right? So I think it's like a good learning place to be a disciplined person and to be an all-round professional. So that's the way I see it. But obviously, people have different views, right? Presently, I work in 9 to 5 with a bank, funny enough, and I still have my personal things that I do. And you know, it just helps you relate to people better, working with more people under, you know, an organization.
Well, I think it's necessary for a point in your life. I personally don't think it's something you should do for the rest of your life. For me personally, I think I would say it's not something I want to do every time, but I liked it. I enjoyed it when I enjoyed it, and when it was time to move, I moved. So
9 to 5 generally to me doesn't work for me, because I feel one day they could just sack me. You know, I'm just one of those mini disposable thing basically. So that's why I see 9 to 5 was fine. Yeah. It's kind of like it's great, but at the same time, it's kind of limiting for a creative like me. It's pretty limiting for me. So I won't actually like. Would I say encourage people to do 9 to 5? But as long as you find something amazing in what you're doing, if you find that it's fulfilling, then 9 to 5 could be good for you. But for me, no, it doesn't work for me.
I basically do not have a specific idea on it, but then I think that if you ask me, I would not prefer 9 to 5. If you do ask me, I would not prefer 9 to 5. The idea of waking up very early to make it work by 9, it's scary to me actually. It's very scary to me. And the idea of having to stay till like a particular time at work, so I think I will not be down for that.
It's actually very nice. You need passion, because 9 to 5 is very stressful, first of all. So you need passion, you need to be strong-willed, you need to be someone who's able to persevere, you need to be very resilient for you to be able to do 9 to 5. But overall, sometimes the pay is actually worth it.
So, we're back again.
The 9 to 5 BS. We'll get a hang of it. This is our debut episode. But we'll have the amazing Funmi in the studio with us, and we're talking about what it takes to be an employee or to work anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
So something that has been like a trigger point for me working anywhere is usually handling people. I am great at it.
Yeah.
I'm great at handling people. Either by outrightly just ignoring or just playing the office politics.
It.
I like that part.
I love it.
My part is ghost because I always ignore people. You know what I'm saying?
So in your experience with all years of work, what are some experiences you've had with managing people, either bosses or employers? Because your mental health is priority, and people tend to always want to put a foot into that door that they shouldn't.
Yeah. Let me start with employees, people at work. I always feel what are they going to take you? Because I usually have a lot of interns come in and they leave. What would you learn from me? I like to, in my trust notes, firm me up.
Firm me up, vibes.
I can't be here, rushing around trying to get things done, and then you're just on vibes. I need you to match my pace. What are we doing?
You can't be parenting.
Yeah, what are we doing? I don't want to micromanage you. I need you to learn. I need to learn something from you.
They
you
want
have
the
to think
job,
sharply.
they want the money.
Exactly.
They need to pick themselves up.
Exactly. So I feel like you're here for 1 year and I'm supposed to train you. I will train you. And I expect you to even be, let me learn something from you. Because I know that nobody, and one thing I always learn, I think that guided me my entire life. The work we do, it's like a slice of pizza, right? Yeah. You're just a part of a whole. Take one person out of that and then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So if it's short for you, run them now. If you could do it by yourself, why do we have a team of people working? So that's how I look at employers, bosses. Why are you shouting at me? You know how important I am in the line of production, right? So what's your problem? If I don't come for a week, you're going to have to do my job, or get someone that is busy doing their job to do mine. And what do you think happens to the entire dynamic of the workflow? Do you understand? So that's why I'm always very particular. If I have someone that I'm training, I don't micromanage you. I'm not going to write your script. Even sometimes you say, read the script, I'm sure it's fantastic. First, because that's not my job. Two, write your own damn script. Nobody wrote my script for me, and I always know how they feel. And another thing is empathy, right? You should always empathize with people. I was a production assistant one day. I will never forget how that feels. Everybody looking down on you and just, you're the one that, carries the cables. I'm the one that tells the production team what to do now. And if you don't do it, I will carry the cable because I know how to
do it.
Feel you.
If you waste my time framing the shots, I will frame it. Don't say because I'm here telling you I don't know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. Even with the editors, I'm telling you, cut that clip. By the time I tell you 3 times, I'll collect your mouse. I'll show you how I want you to do it now. So you're tighten it up, put audio export. Do you understand? Because I feel like if you're not that person, how do you say you're a boss to people? So I laugh when I have an employer, like a boss above me, and I can tell that they can tell Funmi is the shit. So let me just micromanage her. Let me make her small. Let me keep her small so that I can feel. Meanwhile, give me leeway. Let me let you shine. You don't have to do shit.
Exactly.
Just show up, go for your
Go
meetings.
for a meeting and say, my team.
My team. Bro.
Literally,
And then come back and say, great job, guys. The only thing I need you for is if we need stuff, get it for us. If we need a vehicle, if we need extra camera, if we need whatever it is we need production-wise, get it done. You're a boss.
So that's the taste of bullshit in the career. Having your employer
micromanage
come
the
at
fuck out of you.
Like you don't know your job that they hired you for just because they want to keep you at your level.
Keep you small. Keep you at your level.
Small. That's bullshit.
And that's dangerous. When you're in that kind of job, you see yourself, you could be there for the next 20 years, bro. That will be your designation. And that's dangerous. That's really dangerous. My last employment, I literally sat down one day. I looked around. I had no plan. I had 2 kids. My husband is recently deceased, 2 years now. God rest his soul. I had every reason not to leave my job. But I looked at the workplace and I said, bro, I've done 1 year here. I swear down, if I'm here for the next 5 years, I'll be sitting in this same spot. I will lose my personality. I will be a bitter person. I will get home. I'll be screaming at my kids. They don't deserve that. You know what I mean? Like, life is short, bro. I learned nothing in my last employment. Like zero. In fact, aside digressing, my even things I should have been paying attention to, like being a mom, I wasn't on points because the whole weekend I'm just sleeping.
Home, you're bitching about work.
I'm bitching, bro. The kids even now knew who the name of my employer was. Bro, I'll be in my house on Sunday cuddling my kids, watching Netflix. Just pick up my phone. My line manager will be firming me up against Monday. But I'm in my house. You don't even pay my garden bills. Like, we both get our alerts for our salary at the same time. Like, why is this person having so much power over my emotions? That's when I knew that no, this has to stop. I just walked out. I had no plan, nothing. I left last day and I was like, man, that. Fuck all of y'all. It's either this or I come shoot up the place.
Because that needs to be normalized. Yeah. That was exactly what I did. I had enough of my own
bro.
bullshit. I had like no chance of like survival. My survival rate was 10%. I was going to be feeding off my mom. I was going to be a mom's boy. I came to Lagos with nothing, absolutely nothing.
Right.
I had a buzz cut. My skin was dark as shit.
I can't see it, bro. Okay.
I had no skill. All I had was talent and hopes and a dream.
But you knew you had to get out of that situation.
I knew I had to get out.
Period.
People need to know how to get out of the worst situations that they are in for better ones.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's how you have people shooting up the place, people going into life of crime.
Insane.
Either that or you start self-medicating. You start, drinking a lot or smoking, whatever your vices are.
Yeah.
And then everything in your life will just depreciate. You just see that you're going nowhere. You hate your job.
And some people, by the time they get to a specific age, when they've accomplished a lot of things, such as having a mature kid, they just feel a stop.
Yeah.
A full stop, like that's the end of their life.
Like their purpose was just to raise these kids and then get into
they
university.
just sit at home and then depend on their children. That's it.
And that's it.
And it's just because of this emotional downness that they had to grow up with. It's a very sad
life.
So speaking of even like power play in workplaces, right? How have you had to deal with that? Because I mean, for us here, we're living in Lagos, and I mean, before I even moved in to Lagos from Enugu, where I used to be, some of the things I used to hear was that when you get to Lagos, Yoruba people, you have to dobale, or you need to do yes, I need to. I mean, those are the things that I've heard. And when I even got to the organizations that I had worked with, in Lagos, I kind of saw a hint of that, like this unassuming. Would I say loyalty for no reason, of just always wanting to cower towards somebody just prove that you're loyal in some sense, right? When it doesn't really affect the job. So how have you been able to navigate that, especially as a woman?
Yeah.
Fuck.
There's a big. It's eye service. You just eye service your way.
No way.
Yeah, because I feel like in my mind I'm a scammer. Like if I was going to be a con artist, I will be one of the best that ever did it.
Do you think that actually works?
Oh, it works. I feed your ego. And for me, by default, when I meet someone, I work with your energy. So I can tell if you're a good person or a bad person. I don't know how, but I can just tell by your aura that, okay, this person is good. This person likes to feel. I'll just give you what you need.
Because
I'll give you what you need.
I know someone here, one of my aunts here. She does not eye service at all.
Really?
She gives the shit.
Just can't do that as hell.
She's not mean, but she's not filtered in any way, and I love that about her. Okay. She has a very high paying job, and they almost sacked her a lot. But because she got the shit done, they cannot do anything about it. And they'll come at her, they won't let her. She's not gone on leave for 2 years because the guy doesn't like her enough to allow her to get leave. What? 2 years, you've not had a week of break. You've been going back and back, training customers and shit. Yo, chill. She couldn't get that, man. So she's been giving the guy the work that he asked for back to back, and it's making her elevate. So I'm thinking like eye service is good, but like it's only good to the amount of what someone can actually afford you. But if you can get the shit out of them, like, oh, call your bluff right now. You can't pay me what I want to collect. You know, you can go somewhere where you can actually get what you want from someone else.
And I think like this thing you've just raised now is a conversation that when I'm having conversations with my guys, it's something that comes up, especially amongst like young people or the Gen Z, because they'll tell you like Gen Zs don't take shit from their bosses. If they don't like this terms of service, they're out, even with no plan or nothing. But maybe the guys that were before the Gen Zs, they were very eye service, prone. They'll take all these things, take the insults and stuff. But like a lot of young people don't exactly, are not obliged to do that anymore.
I feel that. So we're entering a new era. That's crazy.
But just our economy is bullshit, man. So like no matter how.
About the economy.
So sometimes you think about this dollar situation and you're like, do I really want to work out this door?
I do that last time I sang national anthem.
see the joke's on us now, because the one-time influencers were looking at people doing content creation, earning in dollars. Look at how they're chilling in the house now, earning dollars. And we are still waking up some people are waking up going to 9 to 5s, Yeah, and it's because of survival. What are you going to do as a man of the house? Say you won't go because your boss is a bitch. You have to go to work. So it's just to find a solution that while you are trying to survive, there must be certain other things that you do so that you don't lose yourself in a job and your mental health, stays a bit intact. It can be 100, but at least to the point where you don't break down, you don't burn out.
I mean, something that I just thought about now. In all your years of service, especially working...
I love the years of service. It's so iconic.
All your years of service, working in the media,
in the media, right?
Something that... Because, I mean, I've just done 8 years in the media.
Wow.
I've just done 8 years.
Trust, right? Yes.
Right? And I'm a man. But like for women who have been in the media and with all your years of experience, right? I think something that people have learned to talk about, or probably are not talking about enough, is like the amount of pressure that a tit for tat, or not a tit for tat. I'm just trying to euphemism my way out of the word, but I'm just trying to say like sexual predators. Like and sexual assault, like in workplaces. Is this something that you've had to maybe not deal with personally, but you've seen play out, especially like in the media?
Are you asking how all of us can answer?
Yes. Do you want to go first? You have like horror stories. I can't wait to hear.
I'll make it brief.
Well, they call it cookie in the comment section. So
I'll make it brief, man. If I catch your ass lacking, I'm gonna spin that jaw, nigga.
Okay.
Like, nah.
Okay.
I can't be, because like I tried modeling, Like I really invested my time into modeling. Okay. And then I'll be getting gigs from people and tell me why they're telling me this job will have to require you to be bisexual. Why is that a standard? I've heard that multiple times. And it pissed me the fuck off.
I think it's the industry you chose.
Like, guy, like I knew. Do you know how I knew that they were just targeting me? Was because I made friends with the people that were going to get the same job I was. And these
that
guys,
was not a criteria for them. So it was just like the middleman.
It was just
wanting
because
to bend you over.
Yes. And that shit pissed me off, man. It really pissed me off that I had to like abstain from, because like me, I'm a very free spirit person. Whatever you decide you want to do with your life, I would
knock yourself
out. Knock yourself out, bro. That if that's what defines you, knock yourself out. But I had to take a break from that to really analyze what I actually believe. Because if people were trying to like force a specific type of motion or notion like lifestyle. On me, lifestyle, because like, and guy like me, I really need money, bro. Like I was just coming to Lagos.
You're just a very dark man move away from.
Bro, I was just coming to Lagos. Like, you're like, guys, shave your mustache. I'm like, that's a bend, dude. That's a bend. Like, shave your mustache. You need to be bisexual. Like, bro, what is going on here? So I just had to like step back. Just focus on other things, Became a digital artist, I make design stuff for people. I tried doing fashion for a while, make some clothes, and then I make some paintings. Then I just sat down and said, let me focus on my laptop, Let me focus on making trying to make beats. I tried making beats. I went to Ogidi, I went to study with some guys, but I couldn't really focus on that. I was more interested in mixing and mastering. And I also learned After Effects. I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things, but my problem was that I was never actually putting a price on what I was learning, all my skills. I was just doing it because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You
At some point, you want to be able to
Exactly.
find a balance.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, you'll be having fun. You'll be like, yo, you're gathering something you actually like.
Right.
But then there'll be a point where it just feel like a burden rather than a blessing. Because you're at this point now, you're so skillful, but you can't charge anyone because everyone is going to see you as a freebie.
Yeah.
Everyone is going to see you as a you've not really done things. You've not
Don't
really
done
think-
enough,
no,
yeah.
that's-
it's until you start pricing people that you'll now start getting actual value. You know, so that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to put prices on everything I do.
Yes, prices. Okay.
Stack your bag.
Again, let me just touch on ways. I think it's the industry you chose because if you're like an actor or a model, you have to be flexible.
Yeah.
Like if you are going to model an outfit for me, if I tell you, look, I want two guys to come, touch on you and rub oil on you while you're wearing my shorts.
You gotta do it.
Bro,
That's
you're a
what I
model.
want.
Because that's what actors do. They don't have to be gay to act gay movies. Gay scenes, they don't have to because that's what makes you an actor.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the industry you chose. So
Sure.
yeah.
Now, in your
unfortunately,
industry.
in my industry, media. Let me tell you how it goes in media. The sexual jokes are
Everywhere, bro.
I was lucky. While I was working, I had a husband that was literally in the same compound as me. So I was one of the boys and I loved it. So we would make all jokes all day, talk about sex all day, like not like raw, but because I had a big ass. I say, there's a big ass coming. I love it because I was one of the boys. Yeah, because it wasn't happening to me.
Yeah.
In retrospect, now I think about it, I think it's really hard for like young girls going into media because they see you as like fresh meat. It's like you're 100 level, you're jambais. You know
Yeah.
how that kind of like it's fair
Let's
game.
get a taste of that.
So who's going to get to her first? Is it, the editors or is it the big boys?
Is it the
bosses,
reporters or the bosses?
So it's like, you're just, after a while, hold your resolve, let them know that you're not about that life, you're not that person. After a while, they get bored, they move on. But there'll still be some that will
gain
try.
anything out of what you wanted.
No, I mean, some agrees with the bosses because it elevates them.
It helps them climb.
Some are
I've
coming
heard
as
stories.
NYC. Before you know, they've staffed you.
their management.
Before you know, they've positioned you from one place to the other. So I think it's vice versa. While you were saying, oh, you can't be bisexual, someone else was like, is that all it takes?
Is that all it takes? Bro,
Sign me up.
Sign me
How
up.
many people
Let's
do
do
I
it.
need to be bisexual with? You know what I mean? Like,
Facts, bro.
yes, one man's meat, bro. One man's meat. So, so personally, I didn't have that experience, but I saw it happen to a lot of girls, and it's still happening to a lot of girls right now. Unfortunately, maybe men, who knows? The world is changing. Yes. So, I mean, but it's something that everybody in every workplace, in every different workforce has to deal with. I'm sure even if you walk into the police academy today,
There's somebody
as
there.
a woman, the person signing you up is saying, hey, are you sure you want to be part of this academy? Come to lunch with me. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
If you're a man right now and you're straight and you believe in manpower, bro, man, we go gym, bro. Go to the gym, bro. Forget all that. Don't let no one bring you down.
Like it's crazy because like I have a friend now that's currently working in a media company, and like almost every other day she's calling me like, look, man, this boss calls me up. He wants to have this conversation with me, and she can tell. Because I mean, this is somebody that used to work in top management at a different company. She part of her side gigs was that she used to do like business plans for companies and she get paid. And she was working in top management. And so much she was like, you know what? I'm not finding fulfillment from this thing. I want to go into the media. And she quit that job and is taking the route of coming in as a cable person, as the lapdog, the bottom feeder to try to grow a career in this space. And like at every point in time, because of her past traumatic experiences with different people in her other fields, like she can see it from a mile away when somebody's trying to get in there.
Yeah.
Exactly. So sometimes she calls me at night, just like, bro, man, this happens, and this is not who I am. I don't want to be this person. But like the pressure is like, it'd be like I could just go rest though. Like you hold on.
Ready to quit.
There's something you're looking for. So you need to be able to play your way around, not being the person that they'll say, oh yeah, I tapped that ass first.
And that situation is not unique. If you ask a lot of people, they'll tell you, look, I've been working here 5 years and I still have this boss that has not left me. In his mind, it's like he's still on my case till tomorrow. So it happens in every workplace. It's weird. And even when I went into my last employment, I would say quote unquote single. I didn't have those issues. I was lucky because you come in as a mother figure, and then when your personality is just so strong that you just can't help but see me as one of the boys. Like that's already my default mood, So. Yeah, of course, a couple of people did try. I know you're watching. I know you did try. I still have your text in my DMs. No, I don't. I deleted everything. Don't worry. So they did try, but it didn't go anywhere. We're buddies now. We're like bros because they realize Funmi is not about that life. Now Funmi go play easy.
Yeah.
When you get tired, you bro. I just carry you, So I'll entertain you for a minute, but I'll just let you know, man. Look down the corridors, not me, So that's just how it is.
So I mean, like to just like zero down on like the toxic workspace situation. Like, I think part of the things that people don't get to talk about enough is like when there is a toxic situation, right? And this is way even beyond like the sexual innuendos and like this situation is not good for me. Somebody is witch hunting me type situation, and a lot of times it goes as far as even HR. Sometimes it goes as far as even HR. So like, is this something that you have had to like deal with? I know that I know you have dealt with stuff like this, but like, are there moments that stick with you that you look back on and say like, look, man, this is not right?
Yeah, in a case where you have an HR where they're only just taking info from your line manager. I'll think as an HR, if something popped off in the office, right, before you wrote me up my suspension, you would want to hear from me, right? Like, Funmi, what happened? I've heard from your superior. What happened? And then hear my side and then weigh the things and say, okay, does this call for a suspension really? Or should we just warn her? Shouldn't there be steps before you get to a suspension? Like a hop skip before you suspend me? Like a warning, a final warning.
And even to like guide you to make
exactly to make sure that this doesn't even happen with other people on the job. So those are the kind of things. Nothing is really standing out to me because I've always known how to eye service the hell out of my line managers. So even if they hate me, but they can't catch me this, I know how to wiggle, bro. Even when you start a conversation like, Funmi, I'm so mad at you, I'm like, but why?
You look so beautiful.
But I did this. But at the end of the day, you're like, so how's your daughter doing? Oh, she's so good. And I let you talk about her, even though I don't give a shit. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, my regards to her. God bless your efforts. And I'm leaving your office and I'm thinking, fucking bitch. TikTok, give me till March. I'm out this bitch. So that's how I'm able to not shoot up the place. I'm able to come into the office with vibes and say, yay, how's everyone doing now? They say, fuck this office. I say, I know, right? How's everyone doing? How's your daughter? Fuck this office. I know. But we all kinds, you know what I mean? Like for the last 3 months of my employment, that was the worst, bro. I'll be on the staff bus going to work, thinking about my life the entire way till I got down.
That's one relatable thing.
You get to work, you sit down, you open your laptop, and you're just there, thinking about your life. That how did I end up here? Make this make sense, God. Like, how am I here doing this dumb shit? Like, in the trajectory of my life, I never thought I'll be here. So at that point, you should always, because your mind tells you. So you shouldn't act like, oh, you don't know why you're so miserable. You know why.
You know why.
You know what, and you know what you can do about it. I used to drive past iFitness every day going to work, and I'm thinking, this is going to be me soon. It is me now. I wake up, I go to the gym, I have my own hours. Bro,
that's something.
I have my own hours. Like, you manifest, you know what you want. Everybody I've spoken to in my last employment, they're telling me how shit it is. I said, have you made up your mind to leave? Talk to me when you're ready. Because only when you tell yourself, I'm leaving this place, that's when things start to happen to make you leave. Even the courage to leave knowing that you have nothing.
And at some point, you just need to leave.
Bro, for your mental health.
The picture might not be picture perfect.
Nothing is. Well, do you know what you're doing in 6 months?
Yes, I do.
No, seriously. You know exactly where you'll be and what you'll be doing.
Someone asked me this in November.
Yeah.
I said, what are you going to be doing in October next year? And I was like, man, I mean, I know what my plans would be, but I have absolutely no idea what I would be doing the months till then.
Up until then.
And then once I realized that, I asked myself that question. Immediately, I started to plan every
That's
single
what I'm saying.
month. And this month, I have achieved exactly what I wanted. Management. I've gotten exactly what I wanted.
Awesome.
Next month, I'm going to start shooting all the videos I intend on shooting to get my followers to keep up with me properly.
And so that Don Jazzy will finally.
No, see,
What's the Don Jazzy
Don
angle?
Jazzy is
I
a
can't.
cool guy. Don Jazzy has done great things for people.
Right.
But right now I'm thinking about myself.
Yourself,
I
yeah.
can actually build something that people want to rely on me for.
Right.
Rather than mavens that will be having Afro artists just coming back and forth. Whereas you can come through me and you can invent music that means something to you. So it's not just Don Jazzy I'm aiming at here. It's
Boy Meets World.
Yo, it's
Yes, Boy
literally
Meets World.
like Rema is out there right now, but he's out there as an Afro. That's for me. That's a limitation. For me, that's like all he can do. Do you get? I mean, he's good at trap.
Well, I think Rema might be a wrong example because Rema is like his range is crazy.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
his range is crazy.
I'm not saying
yeah.
he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good.
No, that's not what you. I didn't say that's what you said, but like for the example, range wise, maybe you should pick somebody else.
No. What I'm just saying is that,
I get
guy, for me, I won't be comfortable singing with Ghana and I'm having to speak pidgin. I won't be comfortable. Let me just do you get what I'm trying to say? I won't be comfortable. I don't know if Rema is comfortable doing that, but I'm just trying to use him as my own
as a reference, yeah,
for what I would be comfortable doing or not. So for me, getting there, I need to be comfortable as hell, like no limitations. So it's not just Don Jazzy guy. It's not just him. Man, I'm trying to build some here, man.
Have some things planned out for
Yeah,
yourself. I mean,
do.
that's important.
This year I'm
That's
singing
important.
with Ira Stone on my leg.
I thought you were going to say the Grammy thing. Because that's everybody's here. I'm winning next year. I'm winning a Grammy.
Grammy's not my achievement. Grammy. If I do get Grammys, thank Jesus. I'll clap my hands and all that. It's the people I meet. That would be the greatest achievement of my life.
Yeah.
Post Malone, Kanye West, Burna Boy. The people I will meet will be my greatest achievement in my life.
I'm sure after this, nobody will say this podcast is a airhead conversation podcast.
Relationship.
Okay, it's time for us to check out what who we have on our virtual board. Do you have anybody that I think might be able to contribute to this conversation about like 9-to-5 workspace, working in toxic spaces, and just being yourself?
I mean, tons of people. It's not hard to find people healing through trauma, 9-to-5, like I am. So I don't know. It's just a lot of people who have worked for over a decade and just decided to, take the chance and trust themselves, go into the world by themselves.
All right, let's check out this one.
If you have a 9-to-5 job, hit us up. We need to have an interview with you. And you need to talk about your experiences, the bullshit that happened that you need to clear off your chests. Because you need that shit gone, man.
Okay, so let's check out our virtual board now.
I'll just talk about an experience from my earlier days as a 9-to-5er. I just finished school and service and I got into this job. I applied and I got it. And I was supposed to get 2 weeks training, then get into the job properly. But in 1 week time, he felt like I was ready to take up the role. So I was on board. Now, the first thing I noticed was the toxic environment. Social interaction was very poor. There was too many unhealthy competition. Like, it's good to have competition, but then when it's unhealthy, it's not cool. This actually messed with my mental health. Like, I was never looking forward to going to work. Never. I was never looking forward to meeting my colleagues at work. No, because they were not nice people. And two, it wasn't a very flexible job. No, we worked from Monday to Saturday, and there was no time for social activities or hobbies or relaxation and stuff. And it really, really wasn't nice because physically I was fagged out, and mentally it took my mental state with it. So, and before we even got hired, we were warned about social activities. There will be no weddings per se, no burials, but this is Africa, this is what we do. But then it was strictly, before you could take permission to go for a wedding, it has to be months before you actually get permitted to go for your wedding. And then we had the boss was too strict and he had favorites, and it showed. It actually did show. he threatens at will. And so, like I said earlier, he threatens to fire at will because it was a one-man company, and he takes the decision. So he threatens all the time. So I had a job, but I didn't have a job security. So it was really not easy for me because it messed up in my mental health, because I was going to work at the same time. I knew that I could end up jobless at any point. So it was really not a nice one for us. Then what actually broke the camel's back, I had an exam to write and I asked for permission. He gave me little or no time to prepare for this exam, knowing that this exam is essential for my career development, but he didn't give me much time. So I knew it was time for me to leave. So I left for my own mental state of health. I resigned and boom, I left. So overall, I think it varies from work environment to work environment. The 9 to 5 mental health challenge, it varies.
All right, this is still the 9 to 5 BS. Trust Troy, T-Roy is here again.
Roy.
T-Roy, whatever tickles your fancy, guys. So just like zeroing in on this conversation again, for me, I'm not sure I've really even on this podcast shared a lot of like my own experiences with like working traumatic experience. I remember this time I was working at this radio station and we had this deal from Hero Lagavie and I was meant to anchor the show for I think more than a quarter.
Wow.
And like there was a presenter's fee attached, so I knew I was going to get this bag. And I had recorded, done the shows live, done all things I need to do. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Where's my pay? And I keep hearing the company hasn't paid the guy in Lagos. And it was really upsetting for me because one, I really needed that fund. And it was just a thing of, I know that I am supposed to get paid.
Yeah,
so where is this? Where is the money supposed to be coming from? And at what point? And then that's how that money disappeared. Till today. Like I didn't get that pay. It was really upsetting because I know that somebody received that cash.
Oh yes, hype money.
Somebody received that cash at some point. And it's something that really upset me for a long time. And even moving away from that, like even working in other jobs that I mean I had a job that I took at some point while doing another 9 to 5 and employer 2 shifts. Bro, man, you have to stack this cash, man.
10 jobs.
I was working this other job and all of a sudden employer just disappeared. Just disappeared. Like no conversation. We're not having conversations in the group anymore. And for me, that was like really BS, to be very honest. Because like, why do you recruit me, for a job to manage the processes of this new company, this new venture, and bringing my ideas and working? I'm already talking to guys on how to make this thing work, and all of a sudden you just ghost. And
Did
guess
he,
what?
Literally leave the group chat?
No, he didn't leave. He just quiet. Not quiet. Nobody's saying anything anymore. And you drop messages and like, I'm like, what's? I'm like, what is actually going on? This doesn't really make any sense. Yeah. And guess what was the icing on the cake in all this period? I wasn't being paid. So like each month I was like, what's good? What's happening? I'm like, no, we will. I mean, I had faith because it was a really good brand. Yes, no. It was something that I saw myself leading this mission. Like, let's get this thing going. And then after a while, I just like, oh, you know what? I'm out.
Yeah.
And then all the assets that the company gave me, I mean, I still have those things, but it was a very sad experience because it's more, how like you string people along, or like you lead somebody on, that type of it. That's how it felt for me, because when I get into working, like I'm in. Like if I want to work, yes, I'm work mode. I need to deliver on these things. So man, it's crazy that a lot of people have these experiences, and I'm glad that that's why we've created this podcast, for people to be able to live through other people and talk about it. So I mean, if you're out there and you want to have like a conversation with us on the podcast, this would be a fine time for us to reach out, send an email, the 95bs podcast at gmail.com, follow on social media, and let's have this conversation.
Yeah, to touch on that a bit, I mean, your own dream, you won't live halfway. See, you were trying to live someone else's dream, and of course the person didn't see the vision, and you were trying to carry for the person. But if it's your dream, your vision, you will see it to the end, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes.
And something that I've also figured out is that even when you have challenges with your own dream, and I think I posted this yesterday on socials, is that God just strategically puts people, and people underestimate the God factor, bro.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
God just strategically puts people in positions to help you get things done.
Definitely.
I mean, we're here doing this podcast now, right? A lot of people have, oh yes, and this is amazing. Let's do this for you. It's amazing. So like everything just gets in motion at some point, and you get the final
Because
result.
I call it
because
destiny.
exactly.
I call
with
it
the
destiny.
process.
I call
God
it
is with
fate.
you in the
I call
process.
it destiny. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe in.
It's alright. Let's see you guys next week on the next episode of 95 BS. Signing out.
Sean Michael Ike. For me, now you go Sam.
Oh, and before we run, Funmi, you might want to tell people a little bit more about your business. Like,
Oh yeah, so I do right now. I'm running 2 companies. The first one is Dollface by Funmi. You can follow me on Instagram, and June 5th Productions. That's my video production company. So my video production company, I'm really excited about that. We do all kinds of video production, content creation. If you're a YouTuber, you want to get that content together, I have years of experience. Like I'll be your everything, your stylist, your producer, director, everything you need. As well as branding. I'm really good with branding. So just let's talk, any ideas you have, we'll work on it together. We'll bring it to life and, create amazing content. Yes. So June 5th production, Dollface by Funmi. That's what I do now.
signing out, guys. My voice seems like it's back, but a little bit with more punch, that kind of Dan Foster register, great voice, who I compare it to again on the radio? Rick D's on the midday always says, yeah, I know. You probably don't know who those people are, but
You're not Gen Z.